Hello all, welcome. I was recently doing a series of podcasts with one of my friends, and we were discussing about the cybersecurity career and stuff. So I think we made around two, three videos, but what I realize and what we realize is there are so many career guides available on the internet, whether it's in the form of article or videos or some other forms like podcast, for example. But what was missing part is we talk a lot, but there are very less things in terms of the tips and tricks which someone can actually show how they are doing. So, for example, if you're talking about how to hunt for a job, like everyone would have their own methodology. Yes, they might talk about that on the podcasts or YouTube videos, but there are very less videos and articles which actually shows you things how to do that. So while we were discussing all of these things in the podcast, we realized that we need to show things. So yes, I have shown that in the podcast, but then so after a series of two, three videos, I have decided to compile all the tips and tricks which I showed on the podcast, and I just want to compile them into the one video. So I think this is that video. So it's going to be very simple. So the way I'm going to, do this is let you know every single tips and tricks that I have been using personally in my career from last 13 years, which has helped me. You may or may not agree. Everyone have their own methodologies and stuff. So, but this is something that I wanted to let it out from my end. While I have written a detailed blog on the how to start the, career in the cybersecurity, and it also has a checklist, ready-made mind maps and questionnaires. But I think those are the stuff that I want to put into the action and present to you via video. Okay, so the next one is the power LinkedIn usage. There are so many articles on the GitHub, on Medium, on YouTube, which will tell you that how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, how to better make your LinkedIn profile and stuff. Now I'm not going to cover all of those because the thing is that it's already there. There is no point of repeating the content. Now, what I have done on my LinkedIn profile and how I have done and what is the output that I have got, that is something that I'm going to share you. Again, as you know, our master blog is the Kickstarting Career in Cyber. There are so many topics here which we have already covered in some or other video. So one of them is LinkedIn. Now, if you go on the internet and if you search for the LinkedIn profile optimization tips and everything, you will find a lot of stuff, right? And all the stuff that you will find on the internet would be something which is already repeating, right? Now, if they are repeating, which means those are the global truth, okay? Now, I'm not going to focus more on the profile picture and contact information, introduction about paragraph and stuff. So I'm going to focus on these three parts, okay? So let's go to LinkedIn. Okay, so if you visit my profile, I think the important parts are the cover picture, profile picture, title, which is here, and then about section and the feature section, and then the job and a little bit of description. You don't have to write a lot of bullet points here, but a little bit of description what all you have been doing. Okay, so the three most important part for me. So the three most important parts for me are things that I like and share. So why this is important? Because the way I have built my LinkedIn profile is something when someone visits my profile, I want to give away something out of my profile to them. So I do not like or share any other work if someone else has done. The only reason for that is, for example, if you come to here, you go to the all posts, then here you will see my each and every activity. So there is hardly a single stuff which I'm liking or sharing of some other people's work, even if there is a good work, because the moment I like that, e- even if I don't share it, the moment I like that, that will come on my wall. If it comes on my wall, it will show a different name, under different profile, and it will show that I like, their post. So when people visit my profile, I want to only show them my content, what I have done, rather than what I'm liking and sharing, because I don't want to create my profile kind of a, bookmark where someone can come and they can find each and every content which I'm liking and sharing. So this is the only reason why I'm very skeptical about, liking and sharing stuff which other people have done. Okay, even if they're good work, all kudos and respect to them, but I want to limit my LinkedIn profile to my contents so that I can give them a giveaway. So in a very rare case scenario, I would say out of 100%, only 2% is something that I would like and share in a year or in a 6 months. So that is the most important part. Okay, if you do that in that 2%, make sure that those 2% are also related to cybersecurity. It should not be something related to outside of cybersecurity, or some random post or random motivation talk, or meme page or something like that. Okay, so that is the first part. The second part is writing on your post. Okay, so I come and I write, mostly once or twice in a week. Okay, the reason for that is because when someone visits my profile, when I add people and they come and visit my profile, I want to give away something to them. Okay, so whatever I write, I make sure that either this is something which is on my YouTube, on my blog, and it has to be my content, whether it's a YouTube video or whether it's a blog that I wrote or whether it's a documentation that I have created. So it has to be my own, and that has to be related to cybersecurity only, because again, I don't want to give them a different flavor out of my profile. Okay, and then yeah, I think this is already we covered writing the relevant post. Now, before jumping into this part, why this is important, I'll go back to the another strategy. So regularly on a week to week basis, I add a lot of cybersecurity people, but I make sure that I add them with the proper title. So if I type head of, so I'll search for the head of security. I'll go to the people. Okay, so these are the people that I would love to add, and because I, live in UK, so I would just filter everything from, UK. So now these are the people that I would like to add and connect. Okay, so I would send them a request and then have a conversation starter. Now, I have been following the same process on the last, couple of years, like 5, 6 years, and this is the only reason why my LinkedIn has grown, and probably it is having more than around, a 15,000 connection or something. Okay, now adding people and having a connection is one thing, but when you write, then they also see that. So that is another thing. Okay, so imagine you are following this practice, you are having a lot of connection and stuff, and then you are also writing stuff on a week to week basis. So what impression it makes? Okay, so I write a lot of stuff. I uploaded a video on YouTube and then I make a post, and then I made a post here. I wrote this, I designed this diagram, and then I designed this diagram and then I uploaded it here. So you can see the number of impressions are 4,000. Okay, I posted something about my talk on Black Hat, which was the Black Hat Arsenal. So the number of impressions are 10,000. Okay, this one 8,000. Okay, when I mentioned about writing the relevant post and stuff, again, there is a 2% stuff in that, so 98% would be related to cybersecurity. So outside of cybersecurity, something I have achieved, okay, and I'm really proud of that. Then I also don't mind sharing that. But even if I do that, I will try to make sure that is something that I will try to link it with a cyber and give a kind of a narrative or a story. So I'm a professional paraglider pilot. I was trained in New Zealand and I renewed my license in UK. So I keep flying around the different places in UK. So I made a post that from launching a cliff to diving into cyber incident, I chase adrenaline rush, and this is my passion. So it also gets like 5,000 impressions, again 2,000, again 3,000. So this is very important because imagine if so many people are seeing your post, okay, and let's say even 250 people like this post. So this post is going on their wall of LinkedIn. Okay, imagine if they have 10,000, 15,000 connection, they all would be seeing their post. They all would be seeing my post on their wall. So some of the people would also like, their post on their wall. Okay, so again, it's like a chain. It's a multi-level marketing stuff. Okay, so the more you write, the more impression you get, the more visibility you will get. So whenever I, write anything on LinkedIn and I post and, it goes up to let's say 4,000, 5,000 impression and stuff. Okay, then I do get many requests on LinkedIn, in order to, people are wanting me to add and stuff. So this is why the LinkedIn writing is very important and relevant writing is very important, because you can see the number of impressions and stuff, and then you can always go into the details of, who are the people, how many of them are senior, how many of them are working in a big size company and stuff. So you'll get a bit of an idea. Okay, so I think what you should do as a LinkedIn, power user is add minimum, let's say 30 to 40 security people either on the same title or, two or three above titles of your designation on a week to week basis. and adding them is only not going to help you. So you need to have a content strategy. So I write, twice in a week, and then I post. Okay, and when I post, I also do a little bit of marketing of whatever Telegram or WhatsApp group I know, and then I just post that. So once you start doing that, I think when you go into the, impressions, and you will keep on checking how many impressions I've been getting on my post, and slowly it will gradually increase. So this is the tip that I wanted to give, especially, regarding the LinkedIn power user. But otherwise, other things are fine, like profile picture, as you already know, be polite and gentle. Imagine I got like 15,000 connection. On an average, I get 5,000, 6,000, impressions on my post. Okay, many people would comment, and I do not, disable comments. Okay, many people would comment, and I do not disable the comments. Imagine there would be people who may not agree to your thoughts. Okay, but they would politely mention that in the comment, and they would try to identify what, is something which is, different viewpoint from them. Okay, which is completely fine. So you do not have to fight, you just be gentle, accept that, okay, I think you respect their views, they respect your views and stuff. Okay, so this is very important. And then contact information, introduction paragraph. So introduction paragraph is something either you can write it slightly in a summary format, and then key highlights and bullet points, or nowadays everyone has a chat gpt, so you can give your resume to chat gpt and ask chat gpt to, create your, about section. And then you can always modify and stuff, and then you can add your achievement, profile title, uploaded documents. So uploaded documents are something, when you upload, documents, you can also mark them as feature. So some of the document that you want people to regularly see whenever they come to your profile, then you can just add them here. So this is how you can be a power user of the LinkedIn. And these elements matter a lot, because that shows your professionalism, your content sharing. It will help you to build your network, and also increase your visibility. And it can also generate a career opportunity, because from LinkedIn I got some requests when, startups wanting to tie up with me, and they are either creating a product and they want me to test their product whether it's a market fit or not. Or sometimes consultancy firms, contact me that, to, either provide them a lead, or, consult their own pen testers and security, analysts, in order to how to create a better quality and quantity output. Some, I think one or two NGOs has also contacted me. So I think the more visibility you get, the more, engagements you are likely to receive. So I think these are the important things about the LinkedIn, and this is why you should do that. I think one thing that I would also mention, that when you start adding people, you give a head of security, director of security, uh, and CISO titles, and then you filter by people and then location, then you add people. Now you will have to find out what is the LinkedIn weekly limit to add people. Okay, and then keep it like, 70-30 or 60-40. So 60% you add security professional, and then 40% you add cybersecurity recruiters, or let's say 70% cybersecurity professional, and then 30% cybersecurity recruiters. Okay, so for example, so in our industry, these are the various titles through how you can find out the cybersecurity recruiters in the market. So for example, if I just type cybersecurity recruiter, and then let's say I'm finding people, and let's say I'm interested for now in United Kingdom. Okay, so now you would find people who are working in cybersecurity, or who have worked in cybersecurity previously, right? So, for example, you will find all these profiles and stuff who have been hiring in the, cybersecurity industry. Okay, so this is how you can also give, cybersecurity recruiter, information security recruiter, and talent acquisition partner, and these stuff. You also need to add recruiters of certain portion and majority of cybersecurity people. So this is how you grow and build your network. Okay, so these are the different types of, using LinkedIn as a power user, and I think all of them I have mentioned here.